there. You're welcome to the news on the hour on Acnn TV. First, the major stories. The Anglican Bishop of the Diocese of Maiduguri, the Right Reverend Dr. Ambassador Emmanuel Morris, says the construction of a dam will help in reducing flood. An Anglican priest in the Diocese of Gwagwalada, Reverend Folayan Olusegun, has asserted that in this present age, the younger generations are digital natives. Plus, Nigerians lament the hike in PMS price, called on the government to put in place measures that will alleviate the suffering of the citizens. And now to the news in details. The Anglican Bishop of the Diocese of Maiduguri, plus Nigerians lament the hike in PMS price, called on the government to put in place measures details. The Anglican Bishop of the Diocese of Maiduguri, the Right Reverend Dr. Ambassador Emmanuel Morris, while speaking on Acnn TV morning show, now streaming, asserted on the issue of flood, stating that if the governor can make a construction of a dam, it will help to reduce flood around the state. An Anglican priest in the Diocese of Gwagwalada, Reverend Folayan Olusegun, aid for admission into universities and other. Reverend Oluwasegun made it known during an ideal
they are digital natives. So they come from the womb. They have begun to practice technology. So I left university at a very old age. If I had graduated earlier, maybe it would have helped me. Why? Because all the strikes met us in the university, ASU, SANU, NASU, that's prevented us from graduating in time. So, in my own opinion, I feel 16 would have been ideal and not 18. 16 would have been ideal, so that if a child graduates at 16, which is reasonable, at 16 he or she can now begin to look for admission to go, because at 16 the child is reasonable enough to decide what he or she thinks. But unfortunately, those who make these laws, their children don't study here. Their children will go to UK or Canada to go and study robotics and whatever. So at the end, they are not making the laws for themselves. They are making it for you and I. But also, we must understand that there are exceptions. For every law, there's always an exception. So I believe that as the law is being made, there will also be exceptions. Children who have performed extraordinarily well, who feel that that law should not hold them down, maybe see how they can request for a waiver or an extension.
And on the state of the nation, considering the present situation in Nigeria that has led to the high cost of living in the country, as well as hike in petrol prices, some Nigerians have lamented on the situation, saying it has not been easy meeting up with their responsibilities.
And a lot of them will say that they have not increased salary. Yes, they have not increased salary, and it's not our fault. Our raw material has gone higher. So we need to step up a bit so that we can meet up with our responsibility.
To be honest, from the day one they did swearing in, we expected things were going to change. And when the president announced the removal of the subsidy, definitely things started going very, very rough with us. It's not easy with us at all. Because right from the time when they removed the subsidy, everything changed. We find it difficult to use our cars, difficult to maintain the cars again. Even the passengers we used to pick, they will keep on like everybody's angry inside the car because them too, they are not finding it easy at all.
With the start of the fuel matter, I know life on it's easy. I come for worry too, it's not like this. I steady checking, it's this. Tinubu enter position, you say whether I go let everything settle. If it's the very first day when I enter, it's this. Subsidy, I beg, me not take it easy for we. We will not get money, we not get job, we not check what they check before they reach out, before they, easy, I'm not take it easy with us. At least, mostly they try to follow up, because not everybody they okay, not everybody rich. I'm gonna bring the fuel down so that at least things go there easy.
In fact, it's really affecting us from the day they removed the fuel subsidy. It's not really funny. Things are becoming worse every day. It's affecting our lives, it's affecting our business, everything we do is affected. So we are not really happy. We are not really comfortable. We are tired of the president and his people. We are tired of them.
While they complain that the present government has failed Nigerians, they however called on the government to put in place measures that will alleviate the suffering of the citizens.
Unlike you see what is happening in the nation now. Today you buy a part of 1,000, tomorrow you find that thing has gone up to 10,000 naira. What you just bought yesterday, 1,000 naira, you hear it at 10,000 naira. If you continue carrying the normal price, then you cannot even maintain the vehicle, if not to talk of taking care of the family, nor paying house rent, nor paying children's school fees. As I speak to you, so many people are killing themselves, hanging themselves because of the situation of the country. It's fighting hard on a daily basis. Imagine now we are buying fuel 1,000 naira per liter. It's not funny. The government needs to do something about. The leaders that we are looking up to, they are not helping matters. They are not saying anything. They are keeping quiet.
To be honest, by right, the little protest we did, government is supposed to hear us, hear our cry. Because we come out to vote them. Not after when we vote them, things are not going well and we can't complain again. When we come out to complain, they kill people, they shoot people, putting tear gas everywhere, which is wrong. And I'm begging our fellow Nigerians, in issues like this, when we come out for protest, it's not to destroy the government property or to steal what does not belong to us. We are out for government to hear our cry, to do something over what is paining us. So please, government should just try and do something.
People where they set things and people where no they sell, all are equal. You know it's easy. When I help us, make everything balance. Because I'm not gonna lie for now. People who don't get money now die with the I'm not take anything with us, so I beg. If anybody where they hear us, I beg. When I hear everything they talk. I'm not saying no easy, but when I see attend to us, I beg.
If it is government will have failed us. They have failed us woefully. I am disappointed. In fact, personally, even as an old woman, if I can see a means of traveling out of Nigeria, and even if it is Ghana here, I will go. So I advise them to do. It's for them keep on hoping on God, because God is the hope of glory. Let us not depend on government, because government has failed us.
And you're still watching news on the hour. Still to come, Southern Youth honor Chief of Staff to the Senate President Sylvester Okonkwo for his leadership qualities and good works. This story and others will come your way after this short break. Please stay tuned.
Hello viewers, welcome to this week's episode on Health Watch on Advent Cable Network Nigeria. I am Angela Emeka Ebibu.
What we need as humans is to have a good spiritual life. It's more important than having an abundance of possessions without a healthy spirit.
We have issues that relate to sexual affairs. There is something called consent. If a person says no, that means she or he hasn't given their consent.
My mother delivered children on her own. A baby that is too big, how do you want it to come out without having issues?
Your faith does not negate you going for a medical check or engaging in a medical therapy. It doesn't.
The patient has his own right, and this right has to do with the right patient, the right drug, the right dose, the right duration, you understand? Even the right time in how it is given.
In terms of true worship, we must seek the Lord. We will not be able to come with all our perfections.
We will recognize as superseding every other gift. So love, in essence, is very important. Our position is who we are. Our disposition is the way we relate to who we are. So it's not about your position, it's also about your disposition. People of God, I want to tell you that no matter who you are, no matter your position, your status, you have encountered that superior power, the efficacious power of the blessing.
It says this God hears prayers, and then he expands the limits of whose prayer is heard.
Thank you for staying tuned. For more on our top stories, please visit our website at acnntv.com or our social media platforms on facebook.com or youtube.com/@ACNN Television. And to be up to date with our news and other programs, download the ACNN TV app, Avo TV app, Net Niger TV app, Limes World TV app, or Android TV app from Google Play Store or iOS Store. And you can also advertise your goods and services on ACNN TV. Now moving on to other stories, Southern youths, in recognition of the good works of the Chief of Staff to the Senate President, Sylvester Okonkwo, has awarded him as a mark of honor and gratitude for all his support towards their projects and progress of the country. Speaking during the event, which took place during a courtesy visit of the youths to the National Assembly in Abuja, the Senior Special Assistant to the Chief of Staff, Comrade Ambassador Tobe Edidiong, as well as the members of the Youth Forum, took turns in praising him for his leadership qualities.
In recognition of your outstanding performance in office, your open door policy, and your significant contribution to national development. The 11th September 2024. Congratulations. You are a leader. You are a leader.
I want to congratulate my boss, the Chief of Staff to the Senate President.
Chief of Staff to the Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Excellency Senator Rosio Agbabe, CON. In recognition of your outstanding performance in office, your open door policy, and your significant contributions to national development. The 11th September 2024. Congratulations.
Meanwhile, Comrade Ambassador Tobe Edidiong, the Senior Special Assistant to the Chief of Staff to the Senate President of Nigeria, while speaking on ACNN TV Now streaming program show, called their attention to the fact that Nigeria as a country has not had a working refinery of its own since its independence in 1960 and has only recently acquired one through the effort of Aliko Dangote, a Nigerian businessman and an industrialist. He called this a ludicrous act on the part of the country. The SSA to the Chief of Staff further asserted that Mr. Aliko Dangote is a faithful man who seems to have this country's best interests at heart, as he has enough opportunities to take his business abroad, but has continued working for his country.
It is shameful for us that at this point, in this 21st century, our country, very soon by next month first, we are going to celebrate another independence. We've not been able to have a working refinery in our country. It's absolutely ludicrous that since 1960, when we gained independence, we've not been able to have a refinery that is working in our country. Giving the power to an individual to have a refinery. In fact, Dangote for me is very faithful to us, because I believe that if Dangote was not to have the interest of the country at hand, he would have done it any way he wishes to do it. For me, I believe he has the interest of the country at heart.
And elsewhere, the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has reported that over 1 million people have been affected by severe flooding in Nigeria between April and September 2024. The Director General of NEMA, Mrs. Zubaida Umar, disclosed this during the National Emergency Coordination Forum held in Abuja. According to her, the flooding has displaced approximately 625,239 individuals and tragically claimed 259 lives. She expressed her condolences to the affected communities and reassured them of the federal government's commitment to providing necessary support through NEMA. Mrs. Umar said the primary purpose of the meeting was to review the current flood situation, assign responsibilities to stakeholders, and discuss the response strategy, adding that while it is impossible to completely prevent flooding, the agency is actively working to mitigate its impacts. The flood has impacted 29 states and 172 local government areas, with NEMA working to address the crisis by activating internally displaced persons camps in several states and deploying additional staff to assist in search and rescue operations. Now a quick recap of our major stories. The Anglican Bishop of the Diocese of Maiduguri, the Right Reverend Dr. Ambassador Emmanuel Morris, says the construction of a dam will help in reducing flood. An Anglican priest in the Diocese of Gwagwalada, Reverend Folayan Oluwasegun, has asserted that in this present age, the younger generations are digital natives. Plus, Nigerians lament the hike in PMS price, call on the government to put in place measures that will alleviate the suffering of the citizens. And that is it on the News on the Hour. Thanks for watching. I am Rachel Ebunu. Do have a fabulous weekend.
Beaming from the nation's capital, we bring to you the good news through various programming, news update, worship and teachings.
The paralysis of sin makes us to be separated from God.
Contact us for your live streaming solutions and event coverage.